our topic for today will basically delve into what the media portrays that realistically they're not telling us everything that is truthful
Uh-huh.
in, in, in retrospect. Um, I have a topic. I have a topic that basically dives into that because I've been researching this person for a little while, and and I saw documentaries. I saw and I did the research on, and I did the research. I looked him up, and it kills me because everybody knows about this person, and we don't think about it because like I mean it's a sports thing, but when you look into it, the Lynn Bias situation, Lynn Bias hands down was the next Michael Jordan coming. He
Okay.
played. He was going to play for the Boston Celtics. He was going to play for the winning team, and of course the Boston Celtics back at the time. Larry Bird was like shit. Larry Bird, there's a few other names. There's a few other names that are playing with Larry Bird at the time. That was a squad. That was
Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson, Robert Parrish.
there we go.
Harris, yeah.
I hated them, man. I hated them.
That was the squad. That was like that's the super team that we're talking about in 2021. That was the super team right there. But they drafted these guys, and they were all going to play together in one belt. So when it comes down to Ben Bias, number one draft pick, after Michael Jordan, the year after Michael Jordan, he's going to be like the man. He's going to be that guy. And then the news talk about how he went and became a crackhead basically. He was he died instantly off some drugs that he was sitting on, and from there they piggybacked off of that and used that as a crutch to jump off the war on drugs, which was the late 80s, where the war on drugs was, Freeway Rick Ross selling crack to California, and then it kind of branched off to everywhere. Of course, we also have the Nicky Barnes and the Frank Lucas, who in New York was trafficking all over New York, but he had his boys from Atlanta come up there and it just.
But what about the mafia, Christopher? What about the Italian boys? They was over there slinging that shit. They was pushing that poison. Well, I mean, still to this day, bro, we ain't got no ships. We ain't got no planes. You know what I mean?
True.
So,
How,
I already.
and
I mean,
I agree. How we getting that shit into America? It's not us. Apparently, it really is not us because Frank Lucas showed us. According to the records in the movie, he's going over there himself and shipping it from his military connect. I mean,
okay.
Freddie Ross had to connect with the CIA, basically shipping it there and telling him, "Hey, I got this. I need you to move this work." You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen. So since we talking about media and they bullshit and they fuckery, let's be real. You know what I mean? That's exactly what they pushed out to us. But I mean, I was in the military. I understand the military, and that shit don't move like that. That shit's good for movies and shit. But let's be real. That had to be some people in place and the people in the know that had to let this trafficking happen. So it wasn't just that Frank Lucas was used in the military and he had to connect. No, that, that you gotta understand that shit was sanctioned all the way up to the top. So I, don't that ain't. The movies look cool, but that ain't how the military works. And me and you both know that.
But Dwayne, you answered the question right there. That's on top of level that we don't really know, because how else a general is going to be checked on top of another general. Hey, you doing this? Okay, hey general, I'm gonna slide you this little bit right here. Don't say nothing about this. I got this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what you yeah, that's what they want you to think. But okay. I can't I have to pull up some documentation for the things that I want to say on that, and I don't have the documentation with me right now at present. So I'm not gonna say what I have to say next about that per se, you know.
I wish I brought the documentation about the general I know at Fort Bliss, who I met back in
to record stuff.
Okay. I can't remember what year was. I want to say 13 or 14. A general that I met when we had what we called what was those org days, the post org days, if you remember. Yeah, we had one of those back in 13 and 14, and I right into the 2-star general, and then later on, I think 13 or 14, he had came up on a prosecution about him. He had I guess a lieutenant that was a friend, and he was the one that orchestrated all the sundials or what the sundial electricity all over post, and that was his company. And the company was, I guess it was certified, and he gave all the money up for that just so we can have it on Fort Bliss. And apparently that company was illegal. And it's like, wow, really?
That's not really I'm not gonna say that surprised me in the least, to be honest with you. I would say for the low level of the military that I was in, the amount of fraud, waste, and abuse that I saw to tax dollars, to be perfectly honest with you, I can only imagine how high that shit was above me. And I'm not gonna claim to be somewhere anywhere near the top. I mean, at the low level I was in the military, and what I was able to see of just waste, and knowing that this was paid for tax dollars. I mean, for absolute, sometimes for nothing. For nothing. Look, the media tell you training, like they had this massive exercise where the this regiment went and did this drill or whatever. They don't tell you that what I'm saying, and there was success and blah blah, and we're ready for this or whatever. That one drill, in essence, costs millions and millions of dollars. And the drills that they have, and you'd be like, why would we need to know how to come and kick in the doors of people in America's houses? Wait a minute, that don't seem like the right kind of training we should be spending our tax dollars on. And how many millions you say it costs? But the media will spend that, you know what I'm saying? And people don't even see it for, that it has this nice spin on it. And And that's like my problem with the military. I mean, with the military, with the media in general, is that generally what is portrayed on the news is not, even if it's the truth, it's still a lie. I mean, can somebody help me with this explanation that, even if the media tell you the truth, they lying to you. Why is that? Help me, please.
Let me ask you that. Let me see what your dad says. I'm curious.
Well, when all of the media, and I'm not just talking about in this country, and I'm not just talking about regionally, and I'm not talking about just Europe I'm talking about globally.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of information is controlled by a small select few people, and maybe 5 or 6. They control the media. Now, this whole illusion of free press and constitutional amendments saying that you have free speech and all that is just a facade and an illusion. The most obvious answer is the one you should stick to, and that is there is an elite group of people, not very many, that control everything that goes on in the world. The economics, the quality of our planet, ecology, fossil fuels, all this control in the hands of very few people. Now, back to media. The only thing that's going to come out of the media is what this elite allows to. And it will allow certain things to come through just to make you think it is what they proclaim it to be. Well, I'm going to remind you of something. 1776, a document was given to the King of England declaring the independence from England, and it was written by Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson said that we have certain unalienable rights from the Creator, and of which are life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. And a couple times, as Lincoln said, we are dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. That was a freaking lie when he said it. And they have yet to, this country has yet to live up to any of those ideals that they have promulgated throughout our culture and the rest of the world. Everything. We live in, the word is kleptocracy. A kleptocracy is a government in the hands of a few solely for their own personal gain at the expense of the masses. There is no way that you can control the world affairs without being able to control media. And that's been from way back, long before the word propaganda started being used. It's been going back. I was looking at something yesterday. Well, no, I'm gonna get off subject. Let me bring this back here.
I would say keep going.
We hear just what we're supposed to hear, and we can see the improprieties, and we can voice our dissension about said improprieties, but ain't a damn thing gonna be done about it. But it creates an illusion that you have some say so in world affairs, and you don't. I'm going to tell you this: if you're not by yourself, listening to your conscience, the voice that God, the Creator, gave all of us, talking to you, then everything else is suspect. I don't even trust those conscientious people that put out their facts. I don't even trust them, because here is something I'm going to make this principle, and it's just going to be the foundation for everything that I always say. There's no such thing as selfish, self-serving truth.
Wow.
There's no such thing. If truth, if what you get, if it is the truth and it serves some selfish motive, it's not truth. Truth is pure and it's selfless. So here you go. You may do this. You may follow this study. We may follow. I'm big at going online, comparing these studies and stuff like that. I do that. But do you think I'm going to step out and then start saying you need to do this and you need to do this because I read it on the internet? I don't trust no freaking internet. I do like bringing in all the information in hopes of making educated, well-informed decisions. The media, like anything else, is controlled by the elite. And it does not matter how wrong it is. It does not matter how many people. I don't care if you march around the world at the same time saying Black Lives Matter. God damn it, your life does not matter to them. The elite don't give a crap about that. So how do they control world affairs? They use media. Let me tell you what the media is for. Not that it changes anything, but it helps you to swallow that garbage a little easier.
It's milk.
It's the melted butter you put the lobster in to help it go down a little bit better. You put a little sugar on something to help the taste. Media it gives you a sense that you have some say so in world events when you don't. Let me put this. And I'm glad we had this session today, because I had a whole little to say. And the reason I say that, the less you say, the better. Because when you get to saying a whole lot of things get lost in translation. So the less you say, the better. Get to the point. And here's the thing. God, our creator. I'm going to say creator. Now, we all have our gods. Even if they say they don't believe in God, they got a God.
There's somebody that we all believe.
That's your God. Well, I'm talking about the creator who transcends all that. The creator has given you something. And that is a line of communication between you and him. From the moment you hit this world system, the minute you come out, indoctrination starts to sever the contact and the connection between you and your creator. Because if you tap into your creator, none of this in the world is going to keep you from having the bliss that he wants us to have. So this world is wholly in the hands of those that are evil. And they're up there, they don't think they're evil. Because I don't know a selfish person that thinks they're selfish. I don't know a selfish person that doesn't believe that they're entitled to have more than somebody else or have someone else's. So these folks up here, you can't convince them that they're evil when there's worldwide suffering going on, which could easily be stopped. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get down off of it. I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk, because I can see I'm churning a fire up into you guys. And that's what I want to do. because you're young enough to help somebody else, one person at a time. I'm going to say this. The simplest, most logical, that's your line between you and your creator. All these blaring, all these beautifully poetic, all that BS. The logical, most reasonable is your line of communication. Now, are you going to make some mistakes trying to listen to the voice of your creator? Yeah, you are. That's part of life. You're supposed to. Sometimes you have to realize what something isn't before you fully appreciate what it really is. Okay, let me just go down to this. I saw some facts and some figures this week, and I've just been excited to share with you guys because I want to see what you guys do with it. Okay, this is this. There is this thing in the media around the world that says our planet is overpopulated and something needs to be done about the population. Okay, this conscientious fellow did the math. And he said, look, I'm just gonna use Hong Kong as the example. Now, we all know and what we've seen, Hong Kong is a very populated, congested place in the Far East, in Asia, Far East Asia. Hong Kong is busy. He said, let me tell you, in Hong Kong, the average living space for an individual in Hong Kong is 1,700 square feet. The first house I bought that was 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, big carport, big dining room, big kitchen, big living room, storage out the wazoo. Each closet was huge. It was 1,240 square feet. Now that was me and his siblings were in this house together, and it was comfortable. 1,200 square feet, just a full family. In Hong Kong now, the average apartment, the average domicile is 1,700 square feet. Wow. My office here, the headquarters of the Way In Ministries, the headquarters of the Better Way Outreach Ministries, is 250 square feet. Okay. When it's just me, there's plenty of room. Okay. When I get to cleaning up, I'm saying, damn, this is just too much to do. I need to hire somebody. Okay. Hong Kong, very populated place, 1,700 square feet. Now, he did the math because this guy was from Texas. He said, let me tell you something. 7 billion people on the planet. Okay. Let's just say 1,700 square feet for everybody. He said the whole world would fit in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what's over freaking populated about that? Okay. Here's the thing. The elite have decided it's too many people in their cities and they cannot go through the streets like they want to on any given day. So what? We need to thin this out. Too many people. So the media says, yes, boss. See, the media is the elite's house nigga. Yes, boss. I'm gonna go tell everybody it's all populated.
Yeah.
Global populated. Let me say this. Like my son says, and there is no reasonable explanation, so I'm not listening to it. And I'm not going to try to give you an explanation about this. But there is nobody on this planet that should go hungry. There is no reason in this planet that there should be poverty. Now, the experts will get down and start explaining the hell out of it and saying why this and this and this and this. But let me tell you something. Truth that is selfish is not truth.
Yeah.
There is no explanation why there's poverty on this planet. There is no explanation, no reason why our seas and oceans should be so polluted. There's no reason why the quality of our air it is bad as it is when we know that it's bad. So what the media does, pipes that stuff. The elite says we are rich and wealthy because of all these things in existence. And my grandson is on the board of Big Pharma, and he's coming up, and he's got to make his way in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truth and selfish is not truth. And so I want us to stop trying to explain shit away or it ain't no reason. Wrong is wrong. And that's the point I'm trying to make. There is no reason for it other than a handful of people have decided it is to be that way.
Yeah.
So they fool you through their religion. We're going to fool you through spiritualism. We're going to fool you through whatever means they do. Long as, well, the way they're so embedded in the police departments, into the military, into the satellites above, they do what they want to. You can like it or you can dislike it, but it is not a damn thing you can do about it. Am I a pessimist? No. Because I know I have touched base with my creator, and he has shown me and told me some things, and my heart is not troubled, and I have peace. It didn't come from anything outside here. It came from within here. When I start going back to what's logical.
Yeah.
So you can go out there and tell everybody you know this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. If one person does better, you have done beyond, over and above to help the case of mankind than anything else, because big business, corporations, oligarchs, all that, nothing's going to change.
I was, I think, wow, because I'm yeah, you that population thing, yeah, that's just one of many, and that's the bad part about it. It's one of many.